We got to the event early in the morning and set up our pit. In the pit, we had a long table along with our banner that we brought and all of our personal items, including water and food. In the pit, there was also a game arena set up so that we could practice our robot and iron out any flaws before our first game. For those of you that don't know, when you go to a competition, you need several things, including your robot and phone checked. When we went, our robot was actually very slightly over the size limit of 18 inches by 18 inches, and we were able to go back to the pit, file down some nuts, and get it within the desired range of sizes. In our first game, we actually competed fairly well for it being our first time using our robot. Although we didn't have an autonomous phase, I feel that we really held our own in the end game phase and the middle phase. We actually nearly won. However, our team as a whole did accrue some penalties, causing us to lose the game. Sadly, in our second game, our robots failed to respond to our controls. We believe this was due to wires not being plugged in or the phone being drained. In our third game, I would say we competed fairly well. However, this does bring up some points of a robot that we want to better for the future competitions. The main one being how we offload the block. Now, because we were unable to get our arm to fit inside the 18-inch barrier before we started before we came to the competition. Sorry, we actually took off the arm and decided to use the wheels to both intake and output the block. This wasn't very effective, especially when we were trying to stack. In our fourth game, I would say our biggest downfall was our inability to work with our teammate and their robot, because the way our robots work, they just didn't cohesively join together in order to create a tall tower or even bring several blocks over, causing us to get very few points compared to the opponent team. In our fifth match, as you can tell by the scores, both teams performed very well, and I think we as a team were very proud of our drivers and also of the ability of our robot that we showcased in that game. Our final game wasn't anything incredible, but overall the competition was very useful for us in learning how to play the game, what the dynamics are with joining other people, and how we should better fix our robot in order to help those needs. Being this was our first qualifying event, we actually are looking to have better scores in the future, such as this weekend we are going to be at the Oxford competition competing, and we're hoping with modifications that we have made to both our robot and more practice for our drivers, we'll be better able to fix any problems and even enhance some things that we did well in the first place. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check in next week because we will likely have another qualifying match sort of rundown of how it went. Be sure to subscribe and follow all of our social medias in order to stay up to date with what we are doing, and also learn ways in which you could probably better yourself for your qualifying matches or your states or your nationals even.